Okay, hello, so my name is William. Okay. Today I go read another part about to read Nehemiah Chapter 9. Okay. Now on the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled of fasting with sackcloth and the earth upon them. The seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers, as to confess their sins and iniquities of their fathers. They stood their place and read the book of the law on the Lord of their God. On the fourth part of the day, another fourth part they confessed, and worshipped the Lord their God. They stood upon the stairs, the Levites of Jeshua, and Bani, and Camille, and Shebani, and Bani, and Shebiah, Mani, and Janani, and they cried with a loud voice unto the Lord their God. The Levites, Jeshua and Camille, Bani and Ashbaniah, Shebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, and Shepathiah said, Stand up, bless the Lord your God forever and ever, and blessed be thy glorious name, which is exalted above all blessing and praise. Thou, even thou, art Lord alone, and thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all hosts, the earth of all things that is there in the seas, and all that is therein. And thou preservest them all of a host of heaven that worshippeth thee. Thou art the Lord of God. Thou art the Lord of God, who didst chose Abram, the broadest and forth of our Chaldeans, and gavest him the name Abraham. Thou foundest of his heart faithful before thee, and madest a covenant with him, even the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, and Perizzites, and the Jebusites, and the Girgashites, and give it, I say, to the seed, and it has performed thy words. Thou art righteous. Didn't see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heardest their cry by the Red Sea. And shewed his signs wonders upon Pharaoh, and all his servants, and all the people of this land, for thou knowest that dealt upon proudly against them. For didst thou get thee a name as did this day, and thou didst divine and the sea before them, and see that they went through the midst of the sea and on the dry land. And their persecutors thou threwest into the deeps of the stone as the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leddest in the day of the cloudy pillar, and the night by the pillar of fire, and give them light the way wherein they should go. They camest down to the Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and givest right judgments, and true laws, good statutes, and commandments. And madest known unto them holy Sabbath, and commandest them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant. And givest them bread from heaven from their hunger, and broughtest forth water from out of the rock from their thirst, and promised them, and they should go to possess the land which thou hast sworn unto to give them. But their fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and hearkened not thy commandments. They refused to obey me, they were mindful, and thy wonders that didst among them. Hardened their necks, and hardened their rebellion. When they came to return their bondage, but thou art a God of pardon, of gracious and merciful, to slow to anger, and of great kindness, forsookest them not. And yet that they had made from the molten calf, and said this, so thy God brought thee from out of Egypt, and had brought great provocations. Yet, and in that thou manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness, the pillar of the cloud, and depart not from day by day, and stay in the way of the pillar by night, and shew the light in the way they should go. The gavest of thy good spirit, instruct them, and withholdest not thy manna from their mouth, and gavest them water for their thirst. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness. So they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swooned not. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations, and thou didst divide them into corners, and so they possessed the land of Sihon, in the land of the king of Heshbon, in the land of Hog, the land of Og, king of Bashan. Your children is also multipliedest thou as the stars of heaven, and broughtest them into the land which thou hadst promised their fathers, and should go to possess it. And so the children have into them possessed the land, and thou subduest before the inhabitants of the land and Canaanites, and he gave them to their heads, their kings and the people of the land, and they might do with them as they would.
I don't have nothing for you, Daniel. Quit following me.
And they took strong cities in the fat land, and possessed horses full of all goods, well digged vineyards and olive yards, and fruit trees in abundance. Sorry with the sneezing, but let's keep reading. So they did eat, and they were filled, and became fat, and delighted themselves in thy great goodness. Nevertheless, they were disobedient, and they rebelled against thee. They cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them, and turned them to thee, and they wrought great provocations. Therefore, deliverest them into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them in the time of their trouble. When they cry unto thee, thou heardest from heaven, and according to manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who sent out the land of their enemies. But after they had rest, did evil get before thee? Therefore leddest thou in the hand of their enemies, so that they had dominion over them. Yet they had returned, and cried unto thee, and heardest from heaven. And many times did thou deliver them according to thy mercies. and then testifiedest against them, that mightest bring them unto thy law, that dealt proudly and hearken not to thy commandments, but sin against thy judgments. If a man do, he shall live in them, and in which drew shoulder in, harden their neck, and would not hear. And yet many years didst thou forbear them, and testifiedest against them in thy spirit and thy prophets, and they would not give ear. Therefore gavest thou them into the hand of the people of the lands. Nevertheless, for thy great mercies, forsake thou didst utterly, come soon, or forsake them, for thou hast gracious and merciful God. Now therefore our God, our great, mighty, and the terrible God, who keepeth covenant and mercy, that not all the terrible seem little before thee, and they hath come upon us, and our kings and our princes, and our priests, and our prophets, and our fathers, and all thy people, since the time of the kings Assyria unto this day. Howbeit thou art just in the broad of us, that is brought upon us, for thou hast done right, and we have done wickedly. Neither have our kings, our princes, and priests, nor our fathers kept thy law, nor hearkened to thy commandments and thy testimonies, whereat thou didst testify against them. For they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in thy great goodness thou gavest them the large and fat land, which thou gavest before them, neither they turn away from their wicked works. Before we have servants in this day, the land that thou gavest unto our fathers, and to eat the fruit thereof and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it. And yet it yieldeth much increase unto kings, which thou hast it over because of our sins, and also they have dominion over our bodies, and over our cattle, and their pleasure, and we are the great distress. And because all this they make sure the covenant and write it, our princes, Levites, and priests seal onto it. Okay, that's the end of Nehemiah chapter 9. Okay, in the next video, I'll read Nehemiah chapter 10. Okay, because I gotta go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you there. Bye.